Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about and looking at a pretty sad clip, right? Now this has been going somewhat viral, especially on Twitter. That's where I first saw this entire thing happen, but obviously, you know, now that people are starting to see this clip, people are starting to see just how low, I guess, that people really will go for internet clout and YouTube views, man. It's just really depressing now. Obviously, if you've paid attention to, I would say, this kind of like, I don't know, subcategory of YouTube content over the last couple years, you'll realize, realistically, this is nothing new, more or less. This is just a dude getting a situation out of something that people have done for a while now, right? Now, this has been a pretty controversial type of content on YouTube for a while. I mean, this is basically the equivalent of people going up and using homeless people as like pawns in their content, right? Even when people are like giving legitimate food or money or whatever, right, to homeless people in these videos, you always have like a category of viewers who are like, oh, hey, you know, like you shouldn't be using these homeless people for your content and whatnot, right? Like these people are legitimately homeless, you know, they're living on the side of the road or whatever. Maybe they're not, a pawn for your YouTube video, but this is just taking it to an even more disgusting extent, you know what I mean? People at least give food to these homeless people in a lot of these videos, or money or whatever, but today we're taking a look at a video of a guy who does pretty much the exact opposite, right? He just goes and like teases homeless people. I mean, it's just pretty fucking evil. I mean, when you look at what the guy's really doing and you piece it together, it's just mean, bro. Like, there's nothing funny about this. There's nothing entertaining about it, you know? This is just, it's an asshole move, if that makes some sense to you guys here. So, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this guy for doing these homeless videos and just teasing these fucking people like they're caged animals. It's fucked up. So, let's go ahead and get into the video here.
Los Angeles, California has the third biggest homeless population in the United States. And today, it's my job to make sure there's one less hungry person on the streets.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Hey, I was wondering, are you hungry by any chance, man? All right, man, I got you. Would you like a Baconator, fries, a drink? Is that cool? All right, what's your name, man? Israel. God bless you, Israel. I got you. I'll be right back, man.
Alright, so it seems pretty innocent off the jump, right? It seems like it's gonna start out and be a, you know, nice little story, right? You know, homeless guy gets found behind the dumpster or whatever at Wendy's, and, you know, he's hungry and whatnot. This guy's gonna buy him a Baconator and fries or whatever. You know, at this point, everybody wins, right? The dude gets to film his little good-feeling video for this homeless guy that he can put on YouTube or whatever. Obviously, the homeless guy gets a meal. You know, he gets to eat. He's not gonna starve to death in the fucking streets. So, you would think right here, win-win, right? This guy's gonna do something good, but unfortunately, the whole point of this video is to not do something good, if that makes sense. Just to do something pretty shitty, right? Just to tease this guy and be an asshole, and you're about to see that unfold here. So, unfortunately, don't think that this, like, kind deed or this good thing that this guy is supposedly doing is gonna realistically last at all, because, well, it's about to completely shatter that hope.
Pick one Baconator combo, please. Yo, what's up, good bro? Yeah, man, I got you a Sprite, you know, here. Large fry, to a Baconator, man. I was homeless myself, so I want to make sure you get on the right path, and, you know, you're always able to, you know, get back on your feet. You know, so I want you to enjoy this.
Alright, so yeah, you see it here, man. I mean, the homeless guy's obviously just fucking stunned, right? Because, like, what kind of person offers to buy a homeless person food, you know, even goes as far as to tell him, like, hey, man, I was once homeless, right? Like, I was homeless before, so I understand how it feels, you know? Like, sitting out here with nowhere to go, you know, not knowing where your next meal's coming from, man, that's a really, really shitty situation to find yourself in, right? Obviously, pretty much everyone would agree. But to go in the restaurant after telling the guy, like, hey, I'm gonna buy you some food, right? And then you go out there and you not even just don't give it to him, right? But you just sit there and start eating it right in front of him, right? It just like, what kind of person does shit like this, bro? Like, what kind of person feels like genuinely okay with doing some shit like this? I don't know, man. Like, maybe I just have like too much of a conscience. Maybe I just have like too good of morals. I don't know. But like, dude, if I even considered the idea of like fucking with a homeless guy for YouTube content, man, like, I don't know, dude. It wouldn't go over well, not only with me, but like, bro, people would be like, hey, Optimus, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, even people in my close life, right? Like in my personal life, my mom, you know, my dad, my friends, they'd be like, hey, dude, we saw your recent video where you were just trolling fucking homeless people with food. Hey, you want to explain that to us? And realistically, they wouldn't even be in the wrong. Like, that would be a good thing to question somebody about. That'd be a good thing to hold someone accountable for. Like, who the fuck in this guy's life is just, like, turning the other cheek and letting him do shit like this? I don't know, bro. Like, if I'm hanging out with my friend, right, he's like, hey, bro, I'm starting a YouTube channel. And I'm like, hey, that's great, man. What kind of content you gonna make? He's like, well, I was thinking about I was gonna go down to Arby's, right, and I was gonna tell some homeless fuck that he's gonna get a classic beef and cheddar combo. Then I'm gonna go out there and I'm just gonna eat the whole thing right in front of him, right? Like, I'd be like, hey, dude, you're a piece of shit. You're kind of an asshole, you know what I mean? Like, there's no joke here. That's what I really don't get. You know, this is supposed to be like quote-unquote comedy videos or whatever, right? Like, oh, ha ha ha, we're fucking with the homeless today, fellas. But like, where's the joke? Where's the comedy? Where's the funny? There's none here. It's like literally just somebody who's in a better off position fucking with someone who's homeless. Now, knowing how people like this operate, you know, these fucking clout chasers, these absolute fucking succubuses online that will do anything regardless of morality for a little bit of attention on the internet, right? Now, you might be thinking like, well, what if the homeless guy is actually a staged bit, you know, and this is like this dude's friend or whatever, right? Well, it doesn't really make it any better, man. Like, if your content basis is like around, I guess, trolling fucking homeless people with food for ha-has and hoo-hoos, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, bro, like, it doesn't make it any better if the guy's like really a homeless guy or a paid actor. I mean, I guess technically it does, because like you're not really trolling a real fucking homeless dude with food, but the principle of the content that you're making is still there. Like, this is just still a very fucked up and disgusting type of content to make, you know what I mean?
This is really good. All right, take care. Have a nice day.
Alright, so that's the end of the clip that we're going to be taking a look at here. The guy just kind of, you know, have a nice day and walks away. You can see the look of defeat in this homeless guy's face, right? He's just, you know, staring at the ground and shit. So I'm just going to go off the assumption that this is a real homeless person, you know, like just because at the end of the day, right, that's really the worst case scenario and that's really what's being portrayed as happening here. So I just don't get it, dude. I really just don't get it, you know? Like, there's so many different types of videos you can make, you know, and not even just like, oh, you can make gaming videos, bro. Like, no, you can make whatever type of video you want. There's countless possibilities when it comes to content creation, and that's what's really so great about being able to make YouTube videos for a living and like creating content for a living is you do whatever you want, right? Like, if you want to make vlogs, you vlog. You want to make history videos, you make history videos, right? Like, there's so many different ways to go about this, but it seems like people just like, I guess, see a shortcut in this really shitty type of content, and they just love kind of gravitating towards what they think will make them big quick. Now, obviously, you know, I'm not a fucking idiot here. The controversy and the backlash to this type of content is realistically probably part of the marketing strategy of this content, right? Like, this guy clearly is doing this shit, you know, to work people up, to offend people, because then, you know, the clips of him fucking with this homeless guy go viral or whatever, and eventually people find the channel and whatever. So this is pretty much all a big ploy to, of course, you know, move the content forward or whatever here. You might be saying like, oh, well, Optimus, you're contributing to that because, well, now you're making a video talking about this. It just is shit that has to be called out, right? Like, these people can't just be making shit like this and just getting away with it scot-free. Like, this is an elevated version of the shitty prank content or whatever that we've already had on the platform for decades. Now, personally, I don't believe in using other human beings as pawns for your YouTube content, right? Like I said, there's people who do this type of stuff legit, right? They film themselves going up to homeless people and giving them, you know, $1,000 or giving them a bunch of food or clothes, you know, and like I said, that's very controversial in the first place, right? People say you shouldn't be filming these people like they're fucking animals for content. Personally, if like the homeless person, I would say, like, wants to be a part of the video or like consents to it, I don't really see the biggest deal with it. I think that definitely shaves a lot of the concern off of the whole situation. But in a situation like this, man, like, it shouldn't be happening, right? Like, this guy should not be going around fucking with people. It doesn't matter, right? And I've heard over the years people say things like, oh, bro, we need to ban this kind of content off of YouTube, right? Like, these people who are taking these quote-unquote pranks and doing shit like this, YouTube has to crack down. Somebody's got to do something. The only issue with that is, me personally, I don't agree with more like platform crackdown because, YouTube first and foremost never actually really applies these kinds of penalties that they set up for content and stuff like that in an adequate fashion, right? There's definitely going to be some blowback. There's going to be videos that shouldn't be getting hit. Of course, it gives YouTube even more of an excuse to really kind of strict the platform up a little bit. Like I said, I don't agree with people making these types of videos. I don't think it's good content by any stretch of the imagination, but at the end of the day, I don't see a way for YouTube to realistically get rid of this type of content. Like, they can't really, I feel like, enforce it on a mass scale. People are going to consistently want to do this because, like I said, they see it as like almost a shortcut or a jump start in a way, if that makes sense. And ultimately, it's too popular. Like, even with this clip, right? It's been going somewhat viral over on like Twitter, and this isn't even the full video or anything. This is just a clip of this guy fucking with a homeless person. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just be getting away with shit like this, right? So clearly the reaction to this clip has not been very, I would say, pleasant for the creator here. A lot of people have been absolutely decimating this video, and I feel like rightfully so. I mean, this is just shitty, right? So ultimately, what does this all come down to? It comes down to the desire, the drive for clout. And this has been something that I have talked about countless times here on the channel, and not even just with like this type of content, right? But clout is a drug. That attention that these creators, quote unquote, are seeking out by making these types of videos, it's a fucking drug, man. Like, these guys get addicted to that high of getting followers, getting views on this shit, right? And don't get me wrong, it's an amazing feeling. I've surpassed 1 million subscribers. I've gotten hundreds of millions of views. The dopamine is definitely there. But in my opinion, you do it in the right way. And, you could say, oh, there's no real right way to do this. Like, any type of content's legitimate. But man, I don't really see that. Like, if you're going around doing shit like this, bro, I don't respect your grind. I don't respect your hustle. This is not respectable content. I'm sorry. So with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about this asshole and signing out.